smell out then, or you go kaboom.
The story kicks off in Kabul, Afghanistan. We see a group of U.S. soldiers with Sergeant Benjamin Myers leading the charge, getting their gear ready. Their mission? Take down a high-ranking terrorist leader. After tracking the target, they stumble upon the terrorists' hideout. Myers, showing off his combat skills, takes down one of them. Following intel from a guy named Karp, they head to another spot and wipe out the remaining terrorists there. Things heat up when Myers and his team burst into Karp's room. Inside, they find some women and start asking about Jamal Aladdin, the man they're after. Nobody talks, which pushes Myers to take extreme action. He forces one of the women to stand, revealing that she's wearing a bomb vest. Wasting no time, he grabs the remote control for the bomb and gets her out of there. But Myers isn't done. He threatens to blow up the bomb unless someone gives up Jamal Aladdin's location. Finally, the woman points in a direction, but before Myers can act, she detonates the bomb herself, causing a massive explosion. Myers and one of his squad members are left stunned by the chaos. Fast forward 2 years, and we're introduced to Jack Robideau, a former soldier from New Orleans who has now moved to Columbus, New Mexico. He's got a pet rabbit in tow and is stepping into his new role in the town's homicide division. Captain Ramona Garcia welcomes him and explains the situation in Columbus. It's not your typical town. Crime is on the rise, and some of the troublemakers are suspected to be ex-military types, possibly former Navy SEALs or Delta Force operatives. They're working for nearby drug lords, but the real mastermind is someone from their military past. Ramona warns Jack that things could get messy. Jack starts to get a feel for the town, and one of his stops is Connie's bar. His arrival doesn't go unnoticed. Lexi, the bartender, takes his drink order and seems to like his sense of humor. Unfortunately, her approval rubs Jed, a regular at the bar, the wrong way. Jed picks a fight with Jack, but it doesn't go well for him. Jack quickly shoves Jed, making him stumble, and when Jed's buddies try to jump in, Jack fights them off too. He leaves the bar with his rabbit, but the night isn't over yet. The next morning, Ramona confronts Jack about the bar fight. She makes it clear that if he keeps causing trouble, he'll be out of a job. Before they can argue further, Agent Billy Pawnell shows up. Billy seems friendly and even offers to show Jack around. Later, Jack ends up at Billy's place and meets Billy's partner before heading back to his own lodgings. That night, Jack wrestles with some haunting memories from his past and has a quiet chat with his rabbit to calm his nerves. The action picks up again the next day when Jack and Billy head to the border to check out a smuggling hotspot. Out of nowhere, a shootout breaks out between the smugglers and the police. Jack jumps into action, protecting Billy and chasing the criminals by car. When the smugglers try to escape, Jack crashes into their vehicle and captures one of them. But there's a problem. The guy is rigged with a bomb. Jack tells Billy to call the bomb squad, but things go south. The bomb explodes and Karp, who's watching from a distance with the smugglers, is pleased with the destruction. It's revealed that the smugglers are part of a rogue military group led by none other than Benjamin Myers, with Karp as his second-in-command. They've taken over the local drug trade, pushing out major players like Felix Nestor and Benito Ortiz. At a police meeting, an FBI agent shares classified intel from Quantico, confirming that Myers is behind the illegal operations in the area. They're smuggling drugs and using sneaky methods like C for explosives. The agent warns that Myers is dangerous and well-funded, and the police need to stay sharp. Back in the field, Jack finds himself in another intense situation when a captured smuggler grabs him and threatens Billy with a gun. Jack uses his combat training to disarm the guy and save his partner. But the fight isn't over. They run into more smugglers, and in the chaos, Jack chases them on foot. He catches one, and when another smuggler tries to attack, Jack shoots him, taking down both enemies. Despite his success, Jack's methods frustrate Ramona again. Meanwhile, a journalist arrives in town and begins reporting on Jack's role in fighting the smugglers. The news catches Karp's attention, and he secretly passes information about Jack's whereabouts to a contact at the bar. Later that evening, Jack heads back to Connie's bar. This time, Jed approaches him and apologizes for their earlier clash. Lexi, still the cheerful bartender, chats with Jack and serves him a drink. However, the mood shifts when Ramona walks in. She's in a foul mood and starts drinking heavily. Jack eventually decides to step in and make sure she gets home safely. Meanwhile, Carp updates Myers on their next move. He tells him about an upcoming shipment and outlines their plan to keep it hidden from the authorities. Out on the streets, Jack notices a family, which suddenly reminds him of a weird dream he had. In the dream, a girl is laughing inside a police station, and an officer accidentally spills something all over Jack's usual clothes, making him think it might be time for a wardrobe change. Meanwhile, Myers, Carp, and their crew hop onto a bus packed with illegal goods. During a routine inspection, one sharp-eyed officer notices a tattoo on one of the smugglers' hands. Sensing something's off, the cop quickly reports it to HQ. Carp, always on edge, tells Myers to handle the situation. Myers doesn't hesitate. He forces the bus driver off and leaves him behind. That's when things get intense. The smugglers pull out their weapons, and a wild shootout breaks out between them and the police. Jack and Billy catch wind of the chaos over the radio and speed off to the scene. They're getting closer to the criminals when Myers notices a cop car blocking the road ahead. Thinking fast, he slams the bus into reverse and takes off in the opposite direction. Jack, not one to back down, spots the bus from a nearby bridge and starts firing at it, but Myers manages to dodge the bullets. The bus picks up speed, eventually crashing into a wall in the busy Las Palomas market area. Jack and Billy aren't far behind. They dive straight into the middle of the action as the firefight spills into the market. Jack decides it's now or never and starts chasing the criminals. But before he can make much progress, Mexican police officers grab him from behind and take him into custody. At the same time, Carp is spilling everything he knows about Jack to someone else. While Jack is stuck in a Mexican jail, the authorities decide to make him fight another prisoner. They probably thought Jack would lose, but he shocks everyone by taking down his opponent with some slick martial arts moves. Back in town, the local leader asks about Jack's whereabouts. Ramona lets it slip that he's locked up in Palomas. But Jack's troubles aren't over yet. While he's still in jail, a group of officers suddenly turns on him, setting him up for an ambush. Meanwhile, during a memorial service for those who died in the bus shootout, Ramona gets a call from Billy. The call pushes her to act quickly, but little does she know, Billy's got his own secrets. Back to Jack. Things take a dark turn when the Palomas officers hand him over to Myers. Myers doesn't waste time and suspends Jack over a pool of water that's rigged with electrified wires. He starts grilling Jack, trying to figure out who he really is. Myers suspects Jack isn't just some border patrol officer. With his combat skills, Myers guesses he might be FBI or part of some elite force. But Jack sticks to his story, saying he's nothing more than a border patrol agent. Things take a shocking twist when Billy's true colors are revealed. He's been working with Myers all along. To turn up the pressure, Myers threatens Ramona, even pointing a gun at her. Jack finally cracks and admits the real reason he's after Myers. Turns out Myers' drugs were the reason Jack's 16-year-old daughter, Cassie, died. That loss has been eating away at Jack, and he's determined to make Myers pay for what he's done. Myers doesn't stop there. He throws Ramona's uncle, Emil, into the electrified water to scare her even more. After locking Jack and Ramona in a room, the two manage to escape and take down Billy. Ramona quickly calls the Mexican police for help, and the chase for Myers and his crew is back on. During the pursuit, Ramona gets injured in a car crash, but Jack keeps going. He eventually faces off with Carp, who proves to be a tough fighter. After an intense battle, Jack finally takes Carp down. But the showdown isn't over yet. Myers, now cornered, tries to shoot Jack. Thinking quickly, Jack throws an explosive device at him. The device, similar to one seen earlier in Kabul, goes off, killing Myers and ending his reign of terror. After everything settles down, Ramona apologizes to Jack for doubting him. Even the Palomas officer admits he was wrong and apologizes for how he treated Jack. As they reflect on the loss of Emil, Ramona reveals he was her relative. She explains that Emil was always a cheerful guy who didn't want their family connection to influence his job. Jack listens and understands her feelings. Later, Jack realizes his pet rabbit is missing. He shares with Ramona that the rabbit once belonged to his daughter, Cassie. When Ramona eventually finds the rabbit, she asks about its name. Jack tells her it's Jack Jack, a name his daughter thought was hilarious. Ramona gently suggests that Jack should return to New Orleans and start fresh. After giving it some thought, Jack agrees. When she asks about his wife, Jack doesn't say much, only replying with a simple yes. If you enjoyed this summary, give it a like. And hey, if you didn't, maybe hit that dislike button twice just to make sure. Seriously though, you should watch the whole movie, it's worth it. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe for more recaps like this one.